Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Sunday afternoon. I'm back from my travels, back at the tarot table. I have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot out on the table, and it is just a normal tarot Rider-Waite tarot deck. Nothing fancy about it. I've just done a reading on Prince Harry and how homesick he is and how concerned Meghan Markle is about how homesick he is. I'm doing the companion reading for that now, which is about citizenship and the story, the rumour that is going around that apparently Prince Harry is prepared to give up his British citizenship in order to help Meghan Markle out, support her, if she decides to run for office, political office in the United States. So he's prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice, allegedly, in order to support her political ambitions, whether she runs for Congress, whether she stands for president, what she decides to do, the horror. And I know I've read on it and read on it. We read on it again when we need to, but not right now. Now the story is Harry making the ultimate sacrifice, even if it means alienating the royals even further, the senior royals, and basically ending his relationship with the senior royals. And giving up your citizenship is not something that people do lightly, not at all. And particularly if you are a prince. He's already turned his back on the royal family. Now, this story is basically claiming that he is considering turning his back on the whole country. And it's a huge thing. I know from my own experience in South Africa, many South Africans gave up citizenship and immigrated when things were very, very dark and bleak in South Africa, and people didn't believe that we would be able to resolve our political problems, and the country basically was just doomed, and gave up their citizenship, went and lived in other places, and for some it worked out great. Some came back. It's a very, very hard thing to do, particularly when you leave family behind. Your country is something that it is part of your identity, who you are. And it's a very hard thing to do. I've certainly not pointing fingers at people who make those kinds of decisions at all. But when you're a prince and you've lived such a pampered life, to consider giving up your citizenship to please somebody like Meghan Markle, that's a big thing, a very dangerous decision, in my opinion. And let's remind you right now that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. It is all just speculation, rumour, my opinion, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. I'm going to use the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot to see what is going on, how serious this is, whether he is contemplating giving up his citizenship, how the British royal family feel about this latest real slap in the face, if it's true, at any level, how they feel about it, the influence that Meghan Markle might be exerting on Prince Harry to do this, and what the outcome is going to be. So, short reading. I won't say short and sweet because I don't think it's going to be sweet. But we'll see what the cards have to say. The Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot have to say, and we get the underlying energy as the Magician in reverse. And this is a trickster energy, somebody who, if not a trickster, somebody who cannot manifest, who cannot make things happen, who has got no power, has got no ability to create and to bring ideas into form and to influence people. And it can be undue influence, the Magician in reverse. There can be somebody with undue influence that's exerting it. It can be part of a kind of a trickery, a game, a maneuver that is going on. There might be a puppet master behind the scenes pulling strings to make this all happen. And a lot of people speculate on who potential backers could be behind Harry and Meghan. I've done a reading on it on female backers that Tom Bauer alluded to in his book Revenge. But there are also people who claim that there are other forms of backers behind the scenes, more sinister, shadowy backers that might come from other countries, Russia, China, people like that. And that is the energy. That is the energy of backers, of shadowy forces, of people egging on possibly unwise decisions, whether it is just the person at home, the wife, or more sinister forces even than her. Remember, tarot reading for entertainment purposes. My opinion, allegedly, we'll find out, perhaps in this reading, the heart of the matter for Harry and this painful decision he's got to make. Despair, the Star in reverse. Things have not worked out the way he intended them to work out, the way he was promised that they would work out by Meghan, by her PR people, her business people back in the US, and the backers, everybody. You're going to be a star, you're going to be brilliant, you're going to be billionaires, you're going to have the world at your feet. Hasn't worked out at all. His star is, of course, falling. His star power, his ability to influence people, his popularity is in free fall at the moment. The Star in reverse, he is in a state of despair, because the star is about hope and faith. When it's upright in the reverse, it's about despair, loss of hope, loss of faith. Being on the wrong path, because it's your soul as well calling to you. Your star, apart from celebrity, which it can acquire that meaning in these royal readings. It doesn't in a normal person's reading, because normal people don't aspire to celebrity. But here it is at all those levels of meaning, those layers of meaning. Not good energy. He was promised things perhaps by this magician character in reverse that have not manifested. They have not turned out the way he expected them to. So this is not a happy decision. This is not, I'm loving life here. I'm fully committed to being an American. I've been to a rodeo. I have been to the Super Bowl. I have watched a 4th of July parade sitting in the gutter in the street, and now I am committed to the American way, and I'm not being rude about America at all. I'm saying that we have seen him in these places and didn't look happy at all at any of them. He didn't look like he was engaged. He didn't look like he was participating at any level. The only thing that he's looked happy at, even remotely, is the polo with his friend Nacho. Very interesting when you pick the wrong path and abandon your family, your duty, your role in life. This is what happens. Let's see. Is he contemplating giving up his British citizenship, basically slapping the British public in the face, rejecting them, telling them he wants nothing more to do with them, and he's going to take up with America? Is he thinking about that? Not a happy thought if he is. The Three of Wands, but the Three of Wands in the reverse. The Three of Wands is a waiting card, expectations. It's great expectations. You think that life is going to be wonderful, particularly overseas. Things are going to come to you from overseas that are blessings, that are abundance, that are plans and actions and ventures and partnerships and things like that. Business is going to go well, but it's in the reverse. It has not worked out the way he thought it was going to. So if this idea is in his head, it's a horrible idea. It's a terrifying idea. It is an idea that, despite all the evidence to the contrary, he's being forced to contemplate because of somebody at home, very close to home's political ambitions. This is not coming from his soul. It's not coming from his own idea that he's been successful and that he is flourishing and thriving. The Three of Wands is about thriving, not just surviving. Remember, they don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. And they were very careful to say that in a country where most people, the vast majority of people, are concerned with surviving and have no expectation of ever thriving. Just have to put that there and remind everyone of who we are dealing with. I know you haven't forgotten, but I feel a little bit sour now doing this reading. So, Three of Wands also is a giving up waiting card when it is in the reverse. So he's given up waiting. He's given up expecting things to go well in America. Quite honestly, he can see nothing but doom and gloom if he stays there. So let us see how the royals feel about this, the British royal family. How do they feel about this news that perhaps Harry might be chucking in his citizenship? Seven of Wands in reverse is a giving up card, is a indefensible. I always read it in these royal readings as doing something that's indefensible. When it's upright, you have your high ground, you're standing your ground, you're resisting, you're under attack, but you are able to defend yourself. And you're able to defend yourself because you have right on your side. You've picked the right side, and so you have the power of your convictions, and you can resist whatever attacks that are coming your way. But when the card is in the reverse, you can't, because what you've decided, what you've chosen is indefensible. They think that if he does this, he's gone beyond the pale. There is no hope for him. There is no redemption possible for him. He will be defeated, because the Seven of Wands in reverse is a defeat card. It will be a catastrophically bad move as far as the royal family is concerned for him. Not for them, we're talking about for Harry and how they view his situation. It will be the end. And the little tidbit of information that came out said he did realize that if he went this way, if he made this decision, if he did this, it would mean the end of his relationship with senior royals. Obviously, still, he would maintain his relationship with junior royals like Princess Eugenie, but all the ones that count, his father, the Queen, his brother, their spouses, done, finished, no forgiveness, no way back. He can't come back. He gives up British citizenship. I don't think he'd be able to set foot in the UK ever again. Not for any reason. Not for the reasons that are going to be coming up quite soon. There are going to be departures, shall we say, from this earth plane. There's going to be a coronation. There's going to be all kinds of big events soon. He won't be able to show his face at any of them. So what role is Meghan Markle playing in this? What is she up to behind the scenes? This is always the behind the scenes position. And this is the Six of Swords in reverse. A Six of Swords is the international travel card, just as one of its various meanings. It's international travel, setting off overseas for a brave new life, leaving your troubles behind. You can see it was the three of them when they left. There was the fourth one, was not yet around. However, the fourth child, or the fourth member of the family, the little family, came to be. We are not quite sure, but there they are. Prince Harry is the one who's pushing that little boat, and there's Meghan and there's Archie on that boat. They've put their swords into the boat, their troubles, and they've set off away from their troubles. But the card is in the reverse. Even though they set off, they haven't managed to put their troubles behind them. They are stuck in their troubles. And so for her, I think she's concerned that he might want to go back. And this ties this reading to the reading I've just done on how homesick he allegedly is and how concerned she allegedly is that he might go back and be lured back into staying. And so that's what's going on. I'm not getting this influence directly, but of course this influence, the puppet master, is behind the scenes because it is the underlying energy, so it sits under all these cards. And so there's persuasion going on here, negative persuasion. Don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. It's toxic, they're terrible. They all hate you. The British public hates you. The British press hates you. They don't deserve you. They don't appreciate you. They made your life hell. Stay with me here in this miserable place we have created for ourselves here. This is a very unhappy reading. The reading before was also a very unhappy reading. And no wonder I needed a time out on my little mini break that I went on to Cape Town. And this is a very, very, very negative card. It's a very negative situation they have got themselves into. And if he gives up his British citizenship and he stays in that mess, all hope is lost. All hope is lost. The outcome, I'm actually a bit nervous to flip this card over and see what's going to go on. Some balance is going to be restored in this situation with the Six of Pentacles. It's the reciprocity card. I'll give you this, I give this for you, you give this back to me. They might make some kind of deal. I'm almost tempted to say half in, half out deal. The royals might offer him something, some way that he can come back to the UK and save face in order not to have to make this catastrophic decision. And I'm seeing it in readings that I do on the security case, the judicial review proceedings about the loss of his royal protection officers. I'm seeing that there might be decisions behind the scenes to give him some status, to give him a little role, to give him a little something that he can save face and go back to the UK. Crumbs. It's handing out crumbs, even though it's a quid pro quo kind of a card, reciprocity. It's also the card of charity. It's a card of saying, well, you can come back and you can live in that little cottage on that estate for 6 months of the year. You can come back to Frogmore Cottage for a certain period every year. You can flit between the two countries. So you can come back by yourself, or you can come back with your wife and family. You can have one foot in one camp and one foot in the other camp. The Six of Pentacles very much has that energy of balance, of dividing time between two places, so that there is harmony restored, because sixes are about harmony, restoring harmony in a situation. There is conflict in this situation. There's conflict in himself about where his heart belongs. There is conflict with his family, with his blood family. There's conflict with his wife, and probably conflict with the people that he's done business deals with about where he spends his time, where he commits to. And something is going to be sorted out, because if you're Prince Harry, something is always sorted out for you. It's always fixed for you so that you are saved in the end. He's gone pretty far down, though, I have to say. This reading, he's gone very far down in his own mental state, in his own view of himself, and his view of himself is now as an abject failure. From this reading and from the one that I have just done, he views himself as an abject failure. And this is a rescue mission that I'm seeing here with the Six of Pentacles. Will give you something. Maybe you can have one of your military roles back. I'm sure that there will be complaints if something like that is given back. Something that you can do. Save face. Come home. Don't give up your citizenship. Don't be persuaded. Don't stay in that mess, because that mess is the road to ruin for you. And families, prodigals do come back, and families forgive. We may not, but families do. And we may, when I say we may not forgive, I mean we as the royal watchers in our own families. Hopefully we do forgive too, as hard as it sometimes is to forgive. That is life lesson. Royals are going through it big time. And Harry is going through massive humiliation from what I'm getting from these cards, and of course my opinion, purely my opinion. That is your reading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.